Hey guys, how's it going? It's Blepney here with another team review, and today I have some really fun battles for you using Mamoswine, Shadow Machamp, and Dragonite. So how this team works is Mamoswine can work as an opener and a closer at the same time. You know, it has great coverage with access to high horsepower this season. The Machamp is the safe swap. It has great coverage with Rock Slide. And if you're feeling really daring, you can actually bait. You can bait the Rock Slide and throw the Cross Chop if that's necessary. Maybe to flip up a matchup, flip up a secondary matchup, and get alignment. And the Dragonite is just an absolute force of nature. You don't want to safe swap into it necessarily. I do it sometimes in these matchups, but the Dragonite is basically used for cleanup at the end. You know, even double resisted, those Dragon Breaths do so much to fairies. So, yeah, so I would definitely recommend using this team. The Shadow Machamp is really fun. I've had this Shadow Machamp for a long time. I've used it in Open Master League from time to time, but I was really glad to finally be able to use it in the Master League Premier Cup. So let's see how these battles go. First off, we have Mamoswine into Dialga. So this time I accidentally went into Open instead of the Master League Premier. But I just wanted to include this battle because you see here that they actually catch onto a Kyogre. And this is fantastic for me because, of course, I have a Kyogre counter, right? I have the Dragonite. I'm able to farm this thing almost all the way down. I am worried about a Blizzard. So when they get down into Dragon Claw range, you're going to see here that I do throw the Dragon Claw. I was trying to tie them with the Blizzard, or I guess I was trying to tie with the Thunder. Thought maybe they had Thunder. But luckily I'm able to KO them, and then they actually have a Giratina in the back. And it's fantastic to see the Giratina here, right? Because the Machamp definitely doesn't want any part of that. This is the great thing about having two answers to Dialga, is that you can just let the Mamoswine go, and you should be able to clean up in the back with the Machamp. They actually let that go. So wow, we're gonna throw the Dragon Claw here. They're gonna get a lot of farm, which is scary, but they will have to use that energy. I mean, it's over because I have two shields. I'm probably gonna be able to just counter them down. And so next up we have a battle, Mamoswine into Dragonite. This time we actually went into the correct league. And so this is obviously a great matchup, but you're gonna see here I make a mistake. I actually CMP tie with the superpower. And of course Dragonite wins CMP, right? It's so powerful, its CP is so high. I will actually force a shield here. If they want to keep the Dragonite, which I assume they do, they will shield this. And then we're going to see what they switch into. They switch into a Metagross, and I switch into my Dragonite, which is a second mistake. Two mistakes very early in the match. But Dragonite doesn't have a terrible zero shield with the Metagross. You're going to see here, they're going to get a bunch of farm, but I will get them very low. So, unfortunately, they do not shield up this superpower. It would be great if I could get their last shield here. But instead, I just get them very low. And I make a really weird play here. I switch into the Mamoswine to get some energy. I was thinking maybe they had an Excadrill in the back. I was thinking I could get a bunch of energy here. I do have to use a shield, but I would use the shield anyway on the Machamp. So I'm going to put them into counter down range, have a bunch of energy on the Mamoswine. Look how much energy that is. I'm almost at I'm at like 80 energy there. And then I get the two counters on the Machamp. See here, I could have baited here potentially because the Cross Chop is only single resisted. It would do a ton of damage to this quite low Dragonite. So I think I would have baited here if I played this matchup again. Even if they called the bait, I would still put them very deep into the red. But I guess it doesn't really matter because I do get farmed down before I reach another Cross Chop. I just take out this Dragonite immediately, and I'm sure enough it is an Excadrill in the back. So I knew that I'd take four Powder Snows to get to this high horsepower, which is an easy win against the Excadrill. That high horsepower does like 120% of the Excadrill's health, and that is a good game. Next up, we have Mamoswine into Mamoswine. This is an okay matchup. Usually they have an answer to Machamp in the back, but not always. Machamp is so rare that sometimes people just won't have an answer for it. So I might switch into the Machamp to bait out a potential Charmer at some point. I'm just gonna start raining down these avalanches. They have to shield the avalanche. They do shield. And then I actually win CMP here. So this is a Hundo Mamoswine. I probably want to best buddy it at some point, definitely. Just to win CMP against other Hundo Mamoswines. But for now, I'm just going to take that move. I switch into the Machamp. They switch into a Garchomp. This is a neutral answer to Machamp. Garchomp is very tanky. It's very thick. It hits really hard. But it's not doing any damage with these mud shots. So I am going to shield this. It's going to be an outrage, right? Hopefully they don't bait. Oh, they do bait. So I maybe should have no shielded that because I do live in Earth Power. I do get to this cross chop. But now I'm going to be quite healthy, which is nice. That does kill them, which is great. And they have a Machamp in the back. So we are looking pretty good here. I was trying to CMP tie them. I guess maybe they don't have 15 attack. Wow, that does a lot. Look how much damage that does. That's crazy. Yeah, that's fantastic damage there. And now they come in with the Mamoswine. I should be okay here, no matter what. Because I can just throw the cross chop, right? Yeah, I can throw the cross chop. I do have the cross chop on the Machamp. I made sure that I left with a cross chop before I sniped the opposing Machamp with the Dragonite. And that is a good game. Next up, we have Mamoswine into Dragonite. Another good lead. Let's see if I play this correctly this time. They switch into Ursaluna, and I come with Machamp immediately. It's interesting. Ursaluna actually has a terrible matchup versus Mamoswine. But this is kind of a tricky situation because they will reach a Thunder Punch. However, I do know this is just a Thunder Punch. This is not quite enough for the high horsepower. So I let it go. So this is not as good of a matchup as the Mamoswine matchup, but I still am able to counter them down fairly easily there. And I do get to the Rock Slide. So this is fantastic, right? I have the Mamoswine with full health. I have they just let it go, so that's fine. I will have to shield up a superpower though, so that's not fantastic. They will put me into a shield deficit here. They throw the superpower. I come in with Dragonite, and let's see what they have in the back. They have a Metagross in the back, so this is okay. It's still very scary. I have to get a shield here, I suppose. I take this move. This is not going to hurt that much. It does. It puts me into a range where I don't think I'm going to get to 2 superpowers, though. Maybe I could throw a Dragon Claw and a superpower. Yeah, that looks like the play there would be to throw the Dragon Claw first and then get to the superpower, because that would put them into avalanche range. Here, this is not fantastic. I do have to bait here, unfortunately. Otherwise, I don't bait. Okay. I guess that the opponent realized that I did have to bait, and that's why they no-shielded. Okay, so that's me in the past playing the game better than me right now. I would have baited right now, but that just goes to show, don't never not bait. Always never bait sometimes is the rule. We go right into the Machamp versus the Metagross. This is a good matchup for Machamp. We do outpace. They make a catch, but I think that they actually shield this. Or maybe I'm thinking of another game. Yes, they do shield, so it's really good that they shielded that up. Gotta watch out for those catches. Gotta watch out for the catches every time. We throw the Rock Slide here. Rock Slide does not get the shield. I think that they just quit out because look at this. Look at this. Look at this. We actually can win this. All we have to do is shield. Our counter will go through before their move goes through, and then they just quit the match. That's what Machamp does. It flips matchups, flips the secondary matchups so well. So next up we have Mamoswine into Snorlax. This is a positive lead. I'll just stay in here. Both of my back two Pokemon have a pretty good matchup with Snorlax. Obviously, Machamp has a fantastic matchup with the Snorlax. But I probably will call the superpower here. And the reason why I do that, I mean, I think this is a superpower, is what I mean. And the reason why is because I'm hoping that they throw the superpower and then swap out. Let's see what they swap into. The fact they're not swapping here is fantastic. I grab a shield. Their superpower will not hurt quite as much here. The licks are doing less damage. They just let that go. So I'm in a good spot. This is very scary. So this is a Chandelure. I will get a shield though. This is a Pokemon that does exist in the meta. You don't see it very often. I am just going to go straight into the Dragonite, hoping that they don't have a Dragonite counter and they're staying in. So you're going to see this is the Poltergeist. It does so much damage. Holy cow. Holy cow. And then they come in with the Metagross. So we do get to the superpower here, which is huge. This is absolutely essential for me winning the game. I'm thinking now that I can maybe just counter down the Metagross, and then I will have to bait the Chandelure. If they correctly call the bait, then I lose the game. I do have to shield this, right? Yeah, I do have to shield. I'm going to try and counter them down. Let's see if it's possible. Okay, so I think that they were about to get to the move. It's hard to say. But now I do have to bait, unfortunately. If I had countered down, then this would be no problem. So I bait, and then I have to catch. I think I also catch a move here. Yeah, I catch the move here. That's the problem with Incinerate, is that it's just such a slow move that you kind of need to... You just kind of need to hope that the opponent doesn't catch. And of course I'm going to catch if I can, right? And so I managed to do so. I throw the Rock Slide, and that is a game over. So that's the problem with Chandelure, is that Incinerate's just such a clunky move with the 5 turns that it takes. We have Mamoswine into Florges. This is a great matchup for me, honestly. I'm very glad when I see a Florges in the lead. Usually they're in the lead. Sometimes I see them in the back, which is quite scary. But we threaten a shield here. Let's see if they do shield. We see MP tie, and they can bait here. I'm still going to shield even if they do bait. Luckily, they throw the Moonblast, which is great for me because I can reliably just outpace. I throw the move immediately. I could have CMP tied the move. They shield. Okay, so I'm probably going to double shield here. Yeah, I double shield the Moonblast. And then they come in with Metagross. I'm a little slow on the swap. This is actually not a great situation because I'm down a shield. I was slow on the swap. Let's see if they let me get to my second cross chop here. They do shield the first cross chop. Okay, so we're in an even shielding scenario. That's not terrible at all because I can just go back into the Mamoswine. I can take them out with the high horsepower. I'm not worried about that. Am I going to go back in the Mamoswine? Yeah. So I get to the high horsepower long before they get to their next Meteor Mash. I could have overfarmed a little bit more. I think I could have overfarmed 2 more Powder Snows. And then they have a Hydreigon in the back. This is... Oh! They switch! This switch is definitely not very advisable for the opponent. I will just go into my Dragonite here. So I was going to get farmed down if they had not swapped there. If they had farmed me down, I would have been in a much scarier situation. Definitely. I think I still would have won because they wouldn't reach the Flash Cannon. And a Brutal Swing would not have taken me out there. But it would have been very close. So here we have... Oh, this is a scary matchup because... they have Waterfall. I will stay in. I will throw this Avalanche to maybe get a shield. They no shield, so they're quite low. I'm going to just counter them down. Counter and Cross Chop will take them out. I don't think this is going to be an Outrage. I think this is going to be an Aqua Tail. Let's see the Aqua Tail. Yeah. So Aqua Tail does a lot. but this cross chop will take out the Gyarados. So let's see if they want to give up the Gyarados in the secondary matchup. They shield. Now I can just counter down, right? I can counter this down. Oh, they go into Snorlax. This is definitely a mistake by my opponent because I get to the cross chop. That does it like 50% of the very bulky Snorlax's health. Amazing showing from Machamp there, just decimating the Snorlax. And now we're going to no shield. We might try to farm down here. We do shield. Okay, we shield. We match them in shields. We farm down. Let's see what's in the back. Hopefully not a Charmer in the back. Or a Fairy type. Okay, they have a Mamoswine. So I do bait here. I think that this is the correct call because this is such a scary move. There's no chance that they no shield because they don't want to lose this this matchup, right? If they lose this matchup, it's game over for them. Unfortunately, I recognized that and I baited. And then I'm going to just catch this. Yeah, I'm going to shield this move. And that's game over. The fact that they took that Avalanche with the Gyarados right in the beginning was so good for me because at that point I was able to just fast move down the Gyarados. So that's the battle I wanted to end on. This team was really fun to use. I had a lot of fun with my Twitch chat, just joking around and doing my battles. So if you guys want to see more, please join me. Link to my Twitch down below. It's a fun time every morning at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.